What's up, guys? So welcome back. Today's video, we are gonna go try to pick up a new project. I know I just don't really need another project, but because I have plenty, but it's one of those deals I really didn't feel like I could pass it up. I went and looked at it a couple weeks ago, I don't remember. Anyway, wasn't able to make a deal on it then, but the guy reached out to me again. We were able to kind of make a deal on it, so we're gonna go back and try to get it today. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, a couple hours away, off out in the woods. It is definitely a project. It's a rough old car, but I'm really excited about it, and I'm hoping that we can get it with no issues. It is going to be kind of hard to get back in there to it where it's at with a truck and trailer, but I don't know. I mean, he seems to think we can, so we'll see. But my cousin is coming. We're going to use his truck. He has a pretty good four-wheel drive, and we're going to use my trailer, and we're going to go get it, or attempt to go get it, I hope. But the old guy's got all kinds of stuff out there, so I'm hoping that this is a contact that we can utilize, maybe later on. He has some other stuff that I might be interested, some stuff that friends of mine, my cousin, might be interested in. So I don't know, we shall see, but you'll see what it is here in a few minutes, hopefully.
What is that?
I think that's a Star Chief or something. Maybe it's a Catalina.
It's got an emblem on that fender, but I can't see what it says.
No, it ain't on this side, of course. I think it's a Catalina, maybe. I don't know. There's another Pontiac. Bonneville there. Yeah. There's another big Pontiac. I don't know.
That starts.
That one ain't got no wheels on it.
Yeah, it ain't got no rear end.
Ain't got no rear end or nothing.
Alright, that's gonna suck right here.
Oh, he's got another Lamont sitting
They
there.
got the hole right there, Dad.
Shouldn't be.
Alright. Yeah, that sounds like rubber cleat.
That ain't rubber.
No, it ain't rubber. That's a CV axle, because it's right here on this corner.
Lined up.
Yeah, it's 64 Impala, 71 or 2 Le Mans, another 64
One
Impala.
of the Mons is right here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's two right there that are
Right next to it.
71, 72s. That's wild. Well, there she is. Another Ratty 70 GTO that we're going to try to drag home.
I think it is.
Well, we were able to get it out of the woods and make it back to civilization. Now we can just get her home. Man, she's rough. All right, well, we made it home with the new project. And she is pretty rough, I ain't gonna lie, but I still think I did all right. I think for what I paid for it and what it has, I think I did all right. It does have a little more rust than I had anticipated, but this is actually the better side. This quarter is still pretty solid. Fenders are good. We did get the trunk open. It's pretty rotted out. The trunk pan's rotted out. This quarter is pretty bad, but the rest of it's pretty good. The hood is in rough shape, but it could be fixed. I don't know. I thought when I originally looked at this car, it had the front balance, so I don't know if somebody took it off before I got there to get it, but I didn't notice it till we'd done loaded up and headed home. So But anyway, we'll eventually get started on it. I don't know, it probably after we get the Ventura a little further along, but it's here, it's home. I'm tickled with it. I think anytime you can drag up a halfway decent GTO with a title is pretty good. So anyway, just stay tuned and we'll see what we do with this thing. All right, so now that we're back with the car, you've seen it, you know what it was that we were going after. I want to kind of talk about it now. The car is a little rougher than I thought. Out there where it was sitting, it was really kind of hard to get to really look it over good. It does have a little more rust than I was anticipating, but it's really not that bad. I mean, I've seen a lot worse, and really, I mean, it's about the same amount of rust that this car has, other than the quarter. The one quarter is pretty bad. These quarters on this car are still pretty good, but you know, the rust on the back is about the same. It really doesn't have anything to speak of around the window, the front windshield, so that's a plus. One thing about the car, it did have a dash fire. That's why there's no dash or wiring in it. It didn't look like it got hot. It did kind of warp this little panel, which, you know, when I get the car in the shop eventually, we'll kind of go over all of that stuff. It's going to be a while before I actually start working on it, because I do want to get this one a little further along before I really start on another big project. And I have a couple of things still that I need to do to this car. But those are things, you know, little things for that car, so we can work on that car and something else at the same time. That's not a big issue. But really, I don't plan on doing like a restoration on that car. I don't plan on doing that in any of my cars. That's not what I do. The plan is to make another Ratty GTO driver, and try to do it on a budget. I want to kind of keep up with what I spend on it, because I haven't really kept up. I used to kind of keep up with what I spent on this, but then it got to a certain point, it was depressing, and I quit keeping up with it. So I spent way too much money on that car. I still kind of know what I got in this car. It's starting to snowball a little bit, but not too bad. But it's not that big a deal for me to keep up with the amount on that car. But I do on the new GTO, I do kind of want to keep up with what I spend on it. So we'll probably get the whiteboard out and start with the purchase price. I'm not going to talk about that yet. I don't feel like catching hell over what I paid for it just yet. I know a lot of people are going to probably think I paid too much for it considering the condition it's in, but it is a true GTO with title. So I feel like I did pretty good. I'm not upset with what I spent on it yet. Once I dig into it and start trying to fix it, then I might think, oh man, I overpaid for it. But my deal with this car is I have a ton of parts for these cars. So I'm going to try to utilize as much stuff that I have as possible. And I mean, there are going to be things that we can use. And I know we do a lot of changing directions on this channel. I know I kind of worked on this car, the black car, a little bit, and kind of talked about putting this motor in it, but it's really not the motor I want to put in it. So I do think now I've decided to I'm going to put this motor in the new car. And that car is an automatic. It does have a transmission in it. I doubt it's any good. But I have a automatic transmission here that works, but it leaks from every orifice. So we may, I don't know, I may send it off and have it built, or just go through and try to reseal everything and use that. I can fix this rear end. It's just got a bearing noise. I do think it is pinion bearings. So I can fix this rear end and put it back in that new car and have a decent rear end. I've got, you know, a full set of rally wheels with pretty new tires I can put on it. I can use the floor pans and stuff that I bought for this car for now, because as much as I've kind of went back and forth on this car, I do think I would like to put a full one-piece floor pan in this car. So we might just go ahead and use, since we have them, use those patch panels. I have a lot of interior parts, just miscellaneous stuff. I have consoles and trim and glove boxes, and I have extra dashes, so because that car doesn't have a dash. I bought a dash for this car so I could use the dash that came out of it, just put a cover on it, or I could use that one up there. One of these I had to save for my son's Le Mans, but I've still got enough to do the black car, the new GTO, and his car. So I just need to go through. I don't even know what all I've got, but I've got steering columns, and which that car has a steering column in it, but I don't have keys to it. I've got there's some interior pieces like the rear panels that are in that car, but we just kind of, I have a fan shroud up there. And I will probably do like I did this car and just do a whole complete aftermarket wiring harness, because it's, as much as I don't like wiring, it was a pretty nice setup and it was relatively easy to do. So that's kind of the plan. I really want to make it just another Ratty GTO driver on a budget. I'm sure it's like anything else, it'll snowball and I'll have way more money in it than what it's ever going to be worth, but whatever. But I kind of really was focusing on getting this car and making it a driver also, but I just have such big plans for this car that I don't want to start cutting corners on it. So I don't know, I may just use some of the stuff that was originally slated for this car and then kind of go from there. I don't know. I really don't know what to do with the black car. I know, like I said, I have a lot of big plans and a lot of stuff I want to do to it that if I just throw this motor in and whatever, it's not going to be exactly what I want. But I don't know. Just we're always changing our minds around here, so who knows. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for it. Just make another. I think that car will fit in good with the other junk that I have, but I think first things first, when I do start on it, get it in here and just kind of evaluate it and see how bad the rust is. And that's my biggest thing, is I need to get that done first, because that's the part I hate. I don't like doing it. I'm not good at it. So I think just knocking the rust out and then going through and seeing what I have and what I don't have and what we will have to buy. I'll have to go through, I'm sure, all the brake system. So I would like all that stuff new. Suspension wise, I would like all that new. Wiring, that'll all be new. The only thing really I don't think I have for interior wise is seats. Of course, you can buy door panels and all that, which I'll have to probably buy, but I don't think you can just buy factory complete seats, and if you can, I'm sure they're expensive. So I'll have to try to find a set of used seats somewhere, front and rear, because there's nothing. I think the car has most of the trim. We did get the trunk open and like all the chrome around the windshield was in there. This is the actual chrome around the back glass off of that car. It was just laying up there, so we took it off before we brought it home so I wouldn't lose it. It was a vinyl top car. All the vinyl top trim is in the trunk. I doubt very seriously that I'll put a vinyl top on it, but you never know. The top is kind of pitted. That's probably the worst part of the surface rust. But yeah, the trunk floor is a lot worse than I thought. The trunk braces are gone. The trunk floor is gone, so we'll have to do all that. The floor pans, I think the braces are fine. It's just the floor pans themselves, so that is what it is. And as you've seen when we did the quick little walk around, the right quarter the right quarter has a lot of rust, but the left side looked pretty good. It's actually better than the quarter on this car. The fenders have a little bit, but not enough, probably not even enough for me to worry about. So, you know. The hood is really bad, which this hood is pretty bad too. It's got some rot right there, but that one has got a big spot, and then some of the inner bracing is rotted. I didn't really want to replace it because I have no intentions of painting that car, so I wanted kind of matching patina. So I may try to patch it and patch some of the, I've got this hood over here that's kinked up real bad, and so I don't know, we may cut some sections out of it. I really don't want to cut that hood up though, but so I don't know what we'll do. We'll just have to wait till we get it in and start on it. It has the rear valance, but it's rotted out pretty bad. I think I have one somewhere. And the front valance, now when I looked at the car the other day, the front valance where the front park lights are, that it was on the car. And then when I went to pick it up today, it was gone. And I didn't notice it till we already got it on the trailer and we're leaving. I was like, huh, that's weird. So I don't know what happened there. I don't know if somebody got there before me and just took it, or if the guy took it off or what. But I have one of those somewhere that's beat up pretty bad that I could probably straighten and maybe kind of match the patina on it. I don't know. But anyway, so that's kind of the thought process on the car. I do think I am going to try maybe one day this week, get out there and degrease it and pressure wash it and clean it up and get the tires and wheels on it and get it off of the trailer and maybe just put it under the shed for now, because like I said, it'll be a little while before we get into it. But I'll if I do that, I'll include it in this video so you can kind of see, you know, once it's cleaned up, you can kind of get a better idea of what it's going to look like. And I still think putting tires and wheels on something is one of the biggest changes you can make to a car. And you can take an old car like that and put a set of cool tires and wheels on it and really get that vision of what the car is going to look like. So we may do that. So yeah, that's my idiot ass went and bought another piece of crap GTO. What is wrong with me? But anyway, stay tuned. All right, it's a new day. I think I'm gonna try to put some tires and wheels on this thing and maybe try to get it off of the trailer and maybe clean it up, try to get some of the funkiness off of it. I mean, it's got decades of junk on it. I don't know how long it sat. The guy couldn't tell me how long it sat, but I'm guessing it's been a while. I'm gonna say probably at least 20 years. So I don't know, but yeah, whew, man, this old car's rough, but I'm still tickled with it. But let's see if we can get some wheels and tires on it to where it'll roll and maybe get it off this trailer. Man, it is bonkers what just tires and wheels will do to the look of a car. I mean, yeah, it's still a rusted out hunk of crap, but at least it looks like something now. I've said it many times, tires and wheels is one of the biggest changing factors of a car's look. I mean, if you stand back real far and squint, I mean, it don't look too bad, right? I mean, if it had motor and transmission stuff in it, I'd drive it just like it is. Well, maybe not just like it is, but pretty close. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this old heap off this trailer now. Now that it's off the trailer, we'll kind of do a better walk around of it, kind of show you, you know, like how bad it really is. I mean, the nose has got some cracks in it, but really that's in a really good shape for these things, especially for one that's been sitting out in the woods for so long. And it looks like at one time it was that Orbit orange. I wonder if this came off of a different car. I need to get the trim tag numbers off of it and see what color it's supposed to be and all that. But you can see the hood is just trashed. But I am going to try to fix it. because I want it all to match. Because if I do stay with the patina look, I want it all to kind of match. So, and of course it's got the Flintstone floorboards in it. Yeah, pretty bad. But it looks like most of the structure is good, but you know, who knows. But like I said, this kind of got warped up a little bit from the fire. It is a real 242 car, so it is a true GTO. But like I said, this, I mean, there's a little bit of bubbling down here, but not too bad. I'm sure this channel for the back glass is all rotted out, and this, you know, you can buy this piece, and this side doesn't look too bad, but that side over there is pretty rough. See right there, but you know, you can get that patch panel. I guess that's still part of the vinyl top, or maybe that, I don't know what, maybe some old fiberglass or something where somebody tried to fix it. The deck lid is pretty bad. I didn't bring a screwdriver, or I would open it and show you, but on the inside, the outside is not too bad. I mean, it's got a little bit of bubbling there and there, but the inner structure, it's like the hood, the inner structure is pretty bad. This quarter's got quite a bit of rot in it, but like this, you know, it's not through, so I'm not too worried about that. I mean, that's starting to get a little bad, but I mean, that's no worse than the car I drive all the time, the gray car. The top, I don't know if it's because it set out in the weather or from the fire, but it's pretty bad. So I don't know what to do there. I don't know if I should just leave it or try to coat it, you know, prep it and coat it with something. Like I said, I'm not a body guy. I don't know all the tricks. So if you're a body guy, what do you think? I mean, it's not pitted real bad. I mean, I think you could sand it down smooth again and maybe put some sealer on it. And then I don't know if that's the case, I may just put another vinyl top on it and just leave the patina or whatever. I don't know. Or we may primer it all one color, who knows? I don't know. I know most people would probably look at this car and think, man, that's barely a parts car. But I look at it a little different because I love these cars. And I'm stupid. So I am going to try to fix it. So, I mean, call me crazy, but I mean, really, this car is not a whole lot worse than my gray car was when I started on it. You know, I started messing with that car probably 11, 12 years ago maybe, and it took a while to get it to where it is now. But I mean, when I started, it was just basically a hull, and I pieced it together. It didn't have, you know, none of the stuff this did. You know, I've had that car far more apart than this one is right now. So, and I'm kind of got my reservations about doing the metal work on the black car right now, because that car is my baby and I want to do it right, and I don't feel like my skill level is where it needs to be to continue doing the metal work. I know I started doing a little bit of it and I kind of jacked it up and I'm not happy with it, so that's why that car's kind of been on hold. So this to me is a perfect practice car for my metal work and welding practice. And I think if I can, you know, maybe make the mistakes on this car and learn from it and not make those mistakes on my black car, because, you know, I know my channel is called Ratty Goat Garage, and you know, this car's ratty, my gray car's ratty, and the black car won't never be like show quality, fully restored or none of that, but I would like it to be nicer than these two. You know, I would like to have one decent one and then a bunch of ratty ones. So yeah, I like to have just a whole fleet of just ratty drivers that I could drive around and not care about getting scratched or getting dirty. But I don't know, I wonder if it had an engine fire also, because the hood looks like it's been hot in the center too, but I don't know. But it does have a transmission in it. But yeah, I dig it. I like it. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think I'm stupid for trying to fix this thing, or do you think it's just a parts car? Let me know in the comments. But I think that is probably where I'm gonna end this video, because I am hot and nasty and tired. Had to work up a sweat and I'm hungry, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. I don't know which car we'll get back on the next video. the Ventura kind of went all to hell on me. So it needs a lot of stuff, a lot more than I was hoping. So we'll continue to still work on that and keep plugging along on it. I do want to try to get this one inside since it does not have no glass in it, but as of right now, neither one of the doors will open, so I'm gonna have to Dukes of Hazzard it to get inside it and get the door panels off and try to get one of the doors open and get the steering unlocked where I can steer it, and then I'll have to shuffle some stuff around and try to get it in the shop eventually, but I don't know when I'm gonna do that yet. But yeah, let me know, comment, tell me what you think, tell me I'm stupid or whatever you think. But I'm gonna sign off on this video. As always, I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Go work on your junk.